Dr. Richard Steinberg first detected the anomaly during routine geological surveys for expanding nuclear waste storage facilities beneath Carlsbad Caverns. His seismic equipment, designed to map underground cavern systems to depths of 2,000 feet, registered massive hollow spaces extending far deeper than any known cave system, spaces that, according to conventional geology, shouldn't exist at depths exceeding 15,000 feet below sea level. "The readings are impossible," Steinberg wrote in his initial report to the U.S. Geological Survey, declassified only in 2020 after his death. "We're detecting cavern systems with volumes comparable to major cities, connected by tunnel networks that extend across multiple states. At these depths, geological pressure should have collapsed any hollow spaces millions of years ago. Either our equipment is malfunctioning, or there are structural reinforcements down there that aren't naturally occurring." The investigation deepened when Steinberg's team lowered specialized cameras into unexplored shaft systems and discovered evidence of artificial construction at depths where no human mining operation had ever penetrated. Metal conduits, geometric stone arrangements, and, most disturbing of all, what appeared to be ventilation systems that were still actively circulating air from sources deeper in the earth than the equipment could reach. Seismologist Dr. Maria Santos, called in to verify Steinberg's findings, confirmed that the underground structures extended across a network spanning from New Mexico to Colorado, Utah, and Arizona, a subterranean system that dwarfed any known natural cave formations. Her classified analysis, obtained through FOIA request hash 2020 to 558,964, contained conclusions that challenged fundamental assumptions about Earth's geological structure. "We're not looking at natural cave systems," Santos wrote in reports that required Defense Department clearance to access. "The engineering precision of these underground spaces suggests deliberate construction, using technologies that exceed current human capabilities. The structural integrity required to maintain hollow spaces at these depths would require materials and construction techniques that our civilization hasn't developed." But the most unsettling discovery came when thermal imaging equipment detected temperature signatures suggesting the presence of large-scale industrial operations deep within the underground network. Heat sources too large and too consistent to be natural geological processes, arranged in patterns that suggested organized activity conducted by unknown entities operating far beneath the Earth's surface. The Atomic Energy Commission, responsible for nuclear waste storage security, immediately classified the findings at levels requiring presidential authorization. If unknown entities were operating extensive industrial facilities beneath American territory, it represented a potential national security threat that defied every existing defense protocol. Operation Hollow Earth was initiated on April 15, 1959, with the mission to identify the source and purpose of deep underground construction and assess potential threats to surface operations. The investigation team, led by Colonel James Morrison, was given unlimited resources and clearance to pursue evidence wherever it led, even if that meant discovering that Earth's subsurface was occupied by civilizations unknown to surface humanity. "We're proceeding under the assumption that we're not alone on this planet," Morrison wrote in his classified mission statement. "If there are underground civilizations, we need to determine their capabilities, intentions, and whether they represent threats or opportunities for surface humanity. The national security implications of subterranean neighbors could reshape our understanding of territorial sovereignty and planetary geography." The first descent into the deep network was scheduled for May 1959, using experimental equipment developed specifically for exploring spaces that conventional science insisted couldn't exist. What they would find would remain classified for over 60 years, hidden from Congress, the public, and even most military leadership. The first manned descent into the deep network achieved contact with subterranean inhabitants on May 15, 1959, when Colonel Morrison's exploration team encountered what they initially described as, quote, "highly advanced human variants, operating sophisticated manufacturing facilities at depths that should have been uninhabitable due to temperature and pressure conditions." The beings, who called themselves Terrans, in what appeared to be an ancient form of Latin, demonstrated technology that allowed them to maintain comfortable atmospheric conditions and complex industrial operations at depths where surface humans would be crushed by geological pressure. Their cities, built within naturally occurring cavern systems that had been artificially expanded and reinforced, housed populations estimated in the millions. They're not aliens. Morrison radioed to Surface Command during first contact procedures, his transmissions recorded on equipment that remained classified until 2021. They're human, or were human originally, but they've been down here long enough to adapt to conditions that would kill surface dwellers. Their technology for pressure management, atmospheric control, and underground agriculture is centuries ahead of anything we've developed. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, linguist and anthropologist assigned to the contact team, spent 6 weeks documenting Terran civilization and attempting to understand the relationship to surface humanity. Her classified reports, released only to researchers with subterranean protocol clearance, revealed a complex underground society that had been developing independently of surface civilization for over 2,000 years. The Terrans claim their ancestors retreated underground during what they describe as the Great Burning, a catastrophic period when surface conditions became uninhabitable for extended periods. Rodriguez wrote in cultural analysis reports that required congressional oversight to access. Their historical records suggest they are descendants of surface populations that sought refuge in deep cave systems during a global disaster that occurred approximately 100 years ago. The underground civilization had developed along completely different technological paths than surface humanity. Instead of electricity and combustion engines, they used geothermal power and what they called earth harmonics, technology that worked with geological forces rather than against them. Their manufacturing processes utilized naturally occurring chemical reactions found at great depths, allowing them to produce materials that were impossible to create on the surface. Most remarkably, the Terrans had developed biological modifications that allowed them to thrive in high-pressure, low-oxygen environments. Enhanced lung capacity, improved circulation, and eyes adapted for low-light conditions had evolved over dozens of generations, creating a human subspecies specifically adapted for subterranean existence. They're not hiding from surface humanity, Rodriguez reported after extensive cultural exchanges with Terran leadership. They simply developed along different evolutionary paths after the separation. They're aware of surface civilization and have been monitoring our development, but they view us as two different branches of the same species that followed divergent adaptation strategies. The Terrans revealed that their civilization extended far beyond the cave systems under the American Southwest. Underground cities existed beneath every continent, connected by tunnel networks that had taken centuries to excavate and reinforce. The global subterranean population was estimated at over 200 million individuals, organized into city-states that maintained trade and communication networks spanning the entire planet. But the most classified aspect of First Contact was the discovery that Terran technology could solve critical problems facing surface civilization. Their atmospheric processing capabilities could address air pollution in major cities. Their pressure-resistant construction techniques could revolutionize underwater exploration and construction. Most significantly, their geothermal power systems could provide unlimited clean energy if adapted for surface applications. President Eisenhower, briefed on Terran contact in classified sessions requiring unanimous cabinet approval, authorized the establishment of formal diplomatic relations with subterranean civilization. The agreements, designated Dual Earth Accords, recognized the legitimacy of underground territorial claims while establishing frameworks for technology exchange and cultural cooperation between surface and subsurface humanity. The full scope of Terran civilization became apparent only after surface teams gained access to their transportation networks, underground rail systems that connected major subterranean cities across continents, using technology that made surface transportation appear primitive by comparison. These high-speed underground transit systems operated in evacuated tunnels, allowing travel between continents in hours rather than days. Commander Patricia Hayes, appointed as Director of Subterranean Relations in 1960, led mapping expeditions that documented an underground empire spanning the entire planet. Her classified reports, accessible only to personnel with dual Earth clearance, revealed that Terran civilization was far more extensive and sophisticated than initial contact had suggested. "We're not dealing with isolated communities of cave dwellers," Hayes wrote in her comprehensive assessment of subterranean civilization. "We're dealing with a global empire that has been developing advanced technology for over 2 millennia, while surface humanity struggled through the Dark Ages and early industrial periods. Their engineering capabilities, social organization, and resource management systems represent an alternate path of human development that in many ways surpasses surface achievements. The underground empire was organized into 12 major city-states, each specializing in different aspects of subterranean civilization. New Atlantis, located beneath the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, served as the primary manufacturing center, producing materials that were impossible to create under surface conditions. Terra Australis, beneath the Australian continent, focused on biological research and food production systems that could support millions of people without access to surface agriculture. Each city-state maintained populations ranging from 10 to 30 million inhabitants, connected by the global tunnel network that allowed rapid transportation of people, goods, and information across the entire subterranean empire. The engineering required to maintain atmospheric pressure and structural integrity across such distances represented technological achievements that surface science was only beginning to understand. Dr. Robert Chen, geological engineer assigned to study Terran construction techniques, documented building methods that revolutionized understanding of what was possible in underground construction. Their cities were built using principles that worked with geological forces rather than against them, creating structures that became stronger under pressure rather than weaker. Terran architecture utilizes what they call pressure dynamics, building techniques that convert geological stress into structural reinforcement. Chen wrote in technical reports that influenced classified military construction projects for decades. Their buildings actually benefit from the enormous pressures at great depths, using the Earth's own weight to create incredibly strong and stable structures. It's engineering that turns hostile environments into advantages. But perhaps the most significant discovery was that Terran civilization had developed sustainable resource management systems that eliminated waste and environmental degradation. Everything in their society was recycled through biological and chemical processes that returned all materials to useful forms. They had achieved what surface environmentalists were only beginning to imagine, a completely sustainable civilization that enhanced rather than depleted its environment. The cultural exchange programs established between surface and subterranean civilizations revealed that Terrans had preserved knowledge and technologies that surface humanity had lost during various historical catastrophes. Ancient Greek and Roman scientific advances that had been destroyed in surface wars and disasters had been maintained and developed further in underground libraries and research centers. They are living repositories of human knowledge that surface civilization lost centuries ago, reported Dr. Margaret Foster, cultural historian assigned to document Terran society. Their libraries contain complete works of ancient philosophers, scientists, and engineers that exist nowhere on the surface. They've been preserving and advancing human knowledge while we were burning libraries and fighting wars over territory and resources. The implications for surface civilization were staggering. Access to Terran technology and knowledge could accelerate human development by centuries, solving problems related to energy, environment, construction, and resource management that surface science was still struggling to address. But the underground empire also posed questions about territorial sovereignty and resource rights that existing international law was completely unprepared to handle. If subterranean civilization had legitimate claims to underground territories, it could affect mining rights, oil exploration, and even the foundations of buildings and cities across the entire planet. The formal technology exchange program between surface and subterranean civilizations, initiated under President Kennedy's administration, resulted in technological advances that would remain classified for decades, while secretly revolutionizing American military and industrial capabilities. The program, designated Operation Deep Innovation, facilitated the transfer of Terran engineering principles to surface applications while providing subterranean cities with surface technologies that could enhance their isolated civilization. Dr. Sarah Mitchell, appointed as Director of Technology Integration, coordinated the most complex technology transfer program in human history, managing the adaptation of underground engineering principles for surface use while ensuring that sensitive military technologies shared with Terrans didn't compromise national security interests. We're essentially bridging two completely different technological paradigms, Mitchell wrote in her classified progress reports, accessible only to personnel with presidential clearance. Terran technology is based on working with natural forces, geothermal energy, geological pressure, biological processes. Surface technology focuses on controlling and directing external power sources. Combining these approaches is creating possibilities that neither civilization could achieve independently. The first successful technology transfers involved Terran atmospheric processing systems adapted for surface air pollution control. Cities participating in classified pilot programs saw dramatic improvements in air quality using underground filtration and purification techniques. The technology was so effective that it was gradually implemented in major metropolitan areas under cover of conventional environmental improvement programs. Construction techniques based on Terran pressure dynamics revolutionized underground military installation design. Facilities built using adapted subterranean principles were virtually immune to nuclear attack and could maintain operations even under direct bombardment. The survival capabilities of command centers built with Terran-influenced engineering exceeded all previous protective measures. But the most significant technology transfer involved energy systems. Terran geothermal and Earth harmonic power generation could provide virtually unlimited clean energy if properly adapted for surface use. Prototype installations, built at classified sites in Nevada and Colorado, demonstrated power generation capabilities that made nuclear energy appear primitive by comparison. The energy implications alone could transform global civilization, reported Dr. James Harrison, energy systems analyst assigned to evaluate Terran power technology. Their systems tap into planetary energy sources that are essentially inexhaustible. If we could implement this technology globally, it would eliminate dependence on fossil fuels, reduce environmental impact to near zero, and provide abundant energy for technological advancement beyond current limitations. In exchange for technological assistance, surface civilization provided Terrans with communications technology, medical advances, and manufacturing techniques that could improve quality of life in underground cities. The cultural and informational exchange was equally valuable. Terrans gained access to surface knowledge of space exploration, electronics, and global communication networks that had developed during their separation. The technology exchange revealed that both civilizations had developed strengths that compensated for the other's limitations. Surface humanity had advanced rapidly in electronics, aerospace technology, and global communications. Subterranean civilization had perfected sustainable living, pressure engineering, and long-term resource management. The combination created possibilities that neither civilization could achieve alone. President Johnson, briefed on technology transfer successes in 1965, authorized expanded cooperation programs that would integrate Terran advisors into classified American research and development projects. The influence of subterranean engineering principles on American technology development would remain hidden from public knowledge for decades, appearing as natural technological advancement rather than the result of cooperation with underground civilization. But the most classified aspect of the technology exchange was the discovery that Terrans possessed knowledge of space-based civilizations that had contacted subterranean humanity centuries before surface civilization developed space exploration capabilities. Underground cities had been serving as communication relay stations for extraterrestrial civilizations that preferred to maintain contact through subterranean rather than surface channels. The revelation that Terran civilization had been serving as intermediaries for extraterrestrial contact led to the establishment of formal trilateral diplomatic relations involving surface humanity, subterranean civilization, and off-world species that had been using underground cities as communication and coordination centers for over 4 centuries. Ambassador Elena Santos, appointed as surface representative for trilateral relations, found herself managing the most complex diplomatic situation in human history, negotiating agreements between 3 different branches of civilization that had developed along completely different technological and social paths while sharing the same planetary space. "We're not just establishing contact with alien civilizations," Santos wrote in her classified diplomatic summaries, requiring authorization from all 3 civilizations to access. "We're integrating into a galactic community that our subterranean cousins have been participating in for centuries." The extraterrestrial species view Earth as a dual civilization planet, with both surface and subsurface populations contributing different capabilities to interplanetary cooperation. The off-world civilizations that had been working with Terrans included species from 7 different star systems, each with specific interests in Earth's unique geological and biological characteristics. Some species found underground environments more suitable for their physiological requirements than surface conditions. Others were interested in Earth's mineral resources that could only be accessed through subterranean mining operations that didn't disrupt surface ecosystems. Most remarkably, several extraterrestrial species were also subterranean civilizations from their home worlds, having evolved underground due to surface conditions on their planets that were incompatible with complex life forms. These species found natural compatibility with Terran civilization and had been sharing underground space and technology for generations. The galaxy contains numerous subterranean civilizations, reported Dr. Patricia Chen, xenogeologist assigned to study off-world underground societies. Apparently, underground development is a common evolutionary path for species whose homeworlds have hostile surface conditions. Earth's subterranean civilization fits into established galactic patterns of underground technological development. The trilateral diplomatic protocols established frameworks for cooperation that respected the territorial and developmental sovereignty of all three civilization types, while facilitating beneficial exchanges of technology, resources, and knowledge. Surface humanity gained access to both Terran sustainable technology and extraterrestrial space exploration capabilities. Subterranean civilization received surface electronics and communication systems along with off-world manufacturing techniques. The extraterrestrial species gained access to Earth's unique biological diversity and geological resources. But the most significant development was the discovery that Earth's dual civilization structure made the planet uniquely valuable for galactic community development. Most worlds developed either surface or subsurface civilizations, but rarely both simultaneously. Earth's parallel development paths created a natural laboratory for studying different approaches to technological and social advancement. "We're serving as a living experiment in civilization development," Santos explained in briefings to President Nixon in 1969. "The galactic community is fascinated by Earth's dual evolution path. Our surface and subsurface civilizations have developed complementary technologies and social structures that together create capabilities that exceed what either civilization could achieve independently." The trilateral cooperation programs led to advances in space exploration, sustainable technology, and interplanetary communication that accelerated human development by decades while maintaining the unique characteristics that made Earth valuable to galactic civilization. Surface humanity gained space travel capabilities centuries ahead of natural development schedules. Subterranean civilization expanded their underground networks to other worlds. Extraterrestrial species gained access to Earth-based research and development facilities that enhanced their own technological capabilities. President Ford, briefed on trilateral relation successes in 1975, authorized the establishment of permanent coordination protocols that would integrate Earth's dual civilization structure into long-term galactic community development plans. The agreements, classified at levels requiring all three civilizations' approval, formally recognized Earth as a specialized, dual development world within the galactic community. "We're not just joining galactic civilization," Ford stated in classified trilateral summit meetings. "We're contributing a unique planetary development model that benefits the entire galactic community. Our surface and subsurface civilizations working together create possibilities that enhance interplanetary cooperation and technological advancement across multiple star systems." The deep diplomacy protocols established through trilateral relations ensured that Earth's dual civilization advantages would be preserved and developed, rather than homogenized into standard galactic civilization patterns. The planet that had once seemed isolated in space had become a specialized coordination center for galactic community development. The success of trilateral relations led to the development of the Unified Earth Protocol, a comprehensive framework for coordinating surface and subsurface civilizations as a single planetary entity while preserving the unique advantages of dual development paths. The protocol established integrated planning for technological advancement, resource management, and interplanetary representation that maximized Earth's contributions to galactic community development. General Patricia Hayes, promoted to Director of Planetary Coordination, oversaw the implementation of cooperation systems that allowed surface and subterranean civilizations to function as complementary components of a unified Earth civilization. Her classified reports documented the creation of the most sophisticated inter-civilization coordination system ever attempted. "We're not merging the two civilizations into one," Hayes wrote in her coordination protocol summaries, accessible only to personnel with planetary clearance. We're creating permanent cooperation frameworks that allow each civilization to maintain its unique characteristics while contributing to shared objectives. Surface humanity continues to develop space exploration and global communication capabilities. Subterranean civilization continues to advance sustainable underground technology and deep Earth resource management. Together, we create a planetary civilization that serves as a model for galactic community development. The integration process involved establishing permanent liaison facilities at the interface between surface and subsurface territories, underground cities that could accommodate both surface and Terran populations while serving as coordination centers for joint projects. These facilities, built using combined surface and subterranean technologies, demonstrated construction capabilities that exceeded what either civilization could achieve independently. Resource management integration created the first truly sustainable planetary economy. Surface civilization provided global transportation, communication, and space-based resources. Subterranean civilization provided unlimited geothermal energy, advanced materials processing, and waste elimination systems. The combination eliminated resource scarcity and environmental degradation while supporting continued technological advancement for both civilizations. Dr. Margaret Foster, appointed as Director of Cultural Integration, managed the social and psychological aspects of planetary unification. Her programs facilitated cultural exchange between surface and subsurface populations, while preserving the unique perspectives and capabilities that made each civilization valuable to planetary development. The goal isn't cultural homogenization, Foster explained in her integration strategy documents. The goal is creating permanent frameworks for cooperation between two different branches of human development. Surface humans bring creativity, adaptability, and exploration instincts. Terrans bring sustainability focus, long-term planning capabilities, and deep resource management expertise. Maintaining these differences while enabling cooperation creates a planetary civilization that is stronger than either component alone. The Unified Earth Protocol also established integrated representation in galactic community affairs. Earth spoke with one voice in interplanetary relations while maintaining internal diversity that made the planet's contributions uniquely valuable. Surface representatives handled space-based diplomatic relations and technological exchanges. Subterranean representatives managed deep space resource coordination and underground facility development on other worlds. President Reagan, briefed on planetary unification progress in 1981, authorized the declassification of selected aspects of dual civilization cooperation to prepare surface populations for eventual full disclosure. The gradual revelation process was coordinated with similar disclosure programs in subterranean cities to ensure both civilizations were prepared for public awareness of planetary unification. We're moving toward a time when the existence of subterranean civilization will become public knowledge, Reagan stated in classified coordination meetings. The integration we've achieved makes this disclosure not just possible, but necessary for continued planetary development. Surface and subsurface populations need to understand their roles in Earth's galactic community responsibilities. The most significant aspect of public disclosure was the revelation that Earth's space exploration achievements, environmental technologies, and sustainable development programs had been joint surface-subsurface projects from their inception. The Apollo program had utilized Terran pressure engineering for spacecraft design. Clean energy initiatives had been based on underground geothermal technologies. Medical advances had incorporated subterranean biological research conducted in unique underground laboratory conditions. Surface humanity hasn't been achieving these advances alone, disclosed Dr. Sarah Chen, now serving as Public Education Coordinator for Dual Civilization Affairs. Every major technological breakthrough of the past 40 years has been enhanced by subterranean civilization contributions. We haven't been separate civilizations competing for resources. We've been complementary branches of human development working together to advance both surface and underground capabilities. By 2005, public opinion polls showed that 78% of surface populations viewed subterranean civilization as beneficial partners rather than hidden threats. Educational exchange programs between surface and underground schools became standard curricula, while joint research projects opened new possibilities for addressing global challenges through combined surface and subsurface approaches. The disclosure cascade had successfully transformed humanity's understanding of their planet from a single-surface civilization to a dual-civilization world that served as a model for galactic community development through cooperation rather than competition between different branches of human evolution. The decade following public disclosure marked humanity's transformation from a secretly dual civilization to an openly integrated planetary society, where surface and subterranean populations work together as complementary components of unified Earth civilization. President Obama, elected with support from both surface and underground populations, established the Department of Dual Civilization Affairs in 2009, formally recognizing subterranean civilization as equal partners in planetary governance, while maintaining the specialized roles that made each civilization uniquely valuable to Earth's galactic community responsibilities. We are one species, one planet, one civilization, with two complementary development paths, Obama stated during the first integrated State of the Union address, broadcast simultaneously to surface and underground populations. Our surface communities provide exploration, innovation, and global coordination capabilities. Our subterranean communities provide sustainability, deep resource management, and long-term stability systems. Together, we create a planetary civilization that serves as a model for the entire galactic community. The integration process created unprecedented opportunities for addressing global challenges through combined surface and subsurface approaches. Climate change mitigation utilized terran atmospheric processing and geothermal energy systems. Ocean exploration incorporated underground pressure management and deep construction technologies. Space colonization programs combined surface transportation capabilities with underground construction expertise. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, appointed as the first Secretary of Dual Civilization Affairs, coordinated integration programs that maximized the benefits of cooperation while preserving the unique characteristics that made each civilization valuable. Her approach emphasized complementary development rather than homogenization, ensuring that surface and subsurface populations continued evolving along their specialized paths while working towards shared objectives. Integration doesn't mean making everyone the same, Rodriguez explained in her comprehensive integration strategy. Integration means creating permanent cooperation systems that allow different types of human development to work together more effectively than either could function alone. We're preserving diversity while eliminating separation. The economic integration created the first truly sustainable global economy. Surface civilization provided manufacturing, transportation, and communication systems, while subterranean civilization provided unlimited clean energy, advanced materials processing, and waste elimination technologies. The combination eliminated resource scarcity while supporting continued technological advancement for both civilizations. Educational integration established dual civilization schools where surface and underground students learn together while developing their civilization-specific capabilities. Medical integration combined surface and subsurface research to create healthcare systems that addressed conditions unique to each environment while sharing advances that benefited both populations. But perhaps the most significant development was cultural integration that created new forms of human artistic expression, philosophy, and social organization that incorporated perspectives from both surface and underground human development. The cultural synthesis produced innovations in art, literature, music, and social structures that neither civilization could have achieved independently. The integrated civilization also accelerated Earth's contributions to galactic community development. Combined surface and subsurface capabilities made Earth the primary training center for dual civilization development throughout the galactic community, while Earth-designed integration models were implemented on dozens of other worlds facing similar cooperation challenges between different population types. Earth has become the galactic center for civilization integration research and training, quote, reported Ambassador Sarah Martinez, representing Integrated Earth Civilization in Galactic Community Affairs. Species throughout the galaxy are implementing Earth-designed cooperation models to manage their own multi-population challenges. We've gone from hiding our dual nature to teaching other civilizations how to maximize the benefits of population diversity. By 2015, Integrated Earth Civilization had established permanent coordination facilities on 47 worlds throughout the galactic community, providing specialized expertise in managing cooperation between different types of population development, while maintaining the unique advantages that diversity provided to planetary and interplanetary civilization advancement. The underground empire that had remained secret for decades had become Earth's greatest asset for galactic community leadership, while surface civilization's exploration and communication capabilities provided the coordination systems necessary for interplanetary cooperation and development assistance. Today, nearly 7 decades after the first detection of impossible underground spaces beneath Carlsbad Caverns, Earth serves as the galactic community's primary center for dual civilization development, cooperation research, and interplanetary population integration programs that benefit thousands of worlds across hundreds of star systems. The Hollow Earth files, fully declassified in 2020, document humanity's transformation from a secretly divided planet to an openly integrated civilization that demonstrates how different branches of species development can work together to create capabilities that exceed what any single development path could achieve independently. Dr. Richard Steinberg, the geologist who first detected the deep cavern anomalies in 1959, lived to see the 2015 establishment of the Steinberg Institute for Dual Civilization Studies, a joint surface-subsurface research facility that trains personnel from across the galactic community in advanced cooperation techniques and integration methodologies. "I thought I was just mapping caves," Steinberg reflected during his final interview in 2019. But those impossible readings led to the discovery that we shared our planet with 200 million cousins who had been developing solutions to problems we didn't even know we had. The underground spaces that seemed impossible became the foundation for possibilities we never imagined. The integrated civilization that emerged from decades of secret cooperation has eliminated most of the environmental, energy, and resource challenges that once threatened human survival, while accelerating technological and social development beyond previous limitations. Surface populations provide creativity, exploration capabilities, and global coordination systems. Subterranean populations provide sustainability technologies, deep resource management, and long-term stability planning. Current Earth population includes approximately 8.2 billion surface humans and 340 million subterranean humans, with growing populations of integrated individuals who spend time in both environments and serve as permanent bridges between the civilizations. The demographic integration continues expanding as both populations develop technologies and social structures that accommodate multiple environmental preferences. "We're not losing our distinct identities," explains Dr. Patricia Chen, current director of Dual Civilization Development. "We're creating new forms of human identity that incorporate the best of both development paths. Surface humans are learning sustainability and long-term planning from Terrans. Subterranean humans are developing exploration instincts and adaptation capabilities from surface populations. The synthesis is creating enhanced human capabilities that neither civilization could achieve alone." Earth's role as Galactic Community Coordinator for Dual Civilization Development has established the planet as a permanent center for interspecies cooperation research and training. Over 200 galactic community civilizations have implemented Earth-designed integration models to manage cooperation between their own diverse population types. The underground cities that once seemed impossible now extend to 47 worlds across 12 star systems, connected by interplanetary tunnel networks that provide protected transportation and communication systems for galactic community expansion into hostile environments. Earth-trained construction teams have made interstellar colonization possible for species that couldn't establish viable surface settlements on challenging worlds. But perhaps the most significant legacy of the Hollow Earth investigation is the principle it established: apparent impossibilities often indicate opportunities rather than problems. The cavern systems that defied geological understanding became the foundation for sustainable civilization development. The hidden populations that seemed threatening became humanity's greatest partners for technological and social advancement. Every impossible discovery opens doors to possibilities we couldn't previously imagine, reflects Ambassador Elena Santos, representing Integrated Earth Civilization in Galactic Community Leadership. The hollow spaces beneath our feet became the solid foundation for a future where human potential isn't limited by single development paths or planetary boundaries. The deep survey that began in 1959 continues today as part of ongoing galactic community expansion into previously unexplored regions of space and dimensions of existence. The underground empire that started beneath American deserts has become the model for sustainable civilization development throughout the galaxy. The files that documented humanity's discovery of their subterranean cousins now serve as educational materials for species beginning their own journeys toward dual civilization integration and galactic community participation. Earth's transformation from divided to integrated civilization demonstrates that cooperation creates stronger foundations than competition, and that apparent separation often conceals opportunities for collaboration that benefit all participants. The hollow Earth revealed beneath our feet has become the solid ground for humanity's unlimited future among the stars.